An Inspector Calls by J.B. Priestley. Adapted for radio by John Foley.
Oh, you got it.
With John Woodvine and Maggie Steed as Arthur and Sybil Burling. And Bob Peck as Inspector Gould.
All right, Edna. Give Mr. Croft the port, will you?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Oh, you'll like this port, Gerald. It's exactly the same as your father gets.
Oh, then it'll be all right. The governor prides himself on being a good judge of port.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Now then, Sybil, you'll take a glass tonight. Special occasion.
Yes, go on, Mummy. You must drink our health.
Very well, just a little.
Allow me.
Thank you, Gerald. All right, Edna, I'll ring from the drawing room when we want coffee.
Yes, ma'am.
This is very nice. Good dinner too, Sybil. Don't you think so, Gerald?
No, absolutely first class.
Arthur, you're not supposed to say such things.
Come, Sybil, I'm treating Gerald like one of the family. I'm sure he won't object.
Go on, Gerald, just you object.
Wouldn't dream of it. In fact, I insist on being one of the family now. I've been trying long enough, haven't I?
Except for all last summer when you never came near me.
I was awfully busy at the works all that time.
That's what you said.
Now, Sheila, don't tease him. When you're married, you'll realise that men with important work sometimes need to spend all their time and energy on their business. You'll have to get used to that, just as I had.
I don't believe I will, so you be careful, Gerald.
Oh, I will.
Now then, Eric, what's the joke?
Don't know. Suddenly felt I just had to laugh.
You're squiffy.
I am not.
Stop it, you two. Arthur, what about this famous toast of yours?
Oh, yes, of course. Well, Gerald, it's a pity Sir George and Lady Croft can't be with us, but they're abroad, so it can't be helped. I tell you frankly that your engagement to Sheila means a tremendous lot to me. You're just the kind of son-in-law I always wanted. Your father and I have been friendly rivals in business for some time, and now you've brought us together. Perhaps we may look forward to the time when Crofts Limited and Burling and Company are no longer competing, but working together for lower costs and higher prices.
Yeah.
Now, Arthur, I don't think you ought to talk business on an occasion like this.
Neither do I. All wrong.
I only mentioned it in passing. What I did want to say was that Sheila's a lucky girl. And I think you're a pretty fortunate young man too, Gerald.
I know I am.
So here's wishing the pair of you the very best that life can bring. Gerald and Sheila.
Yes, Gerald, Sheila, darling. Our congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Eric?
Yes, all the best. She's got a temper sometimes, but she's not bad, really. Good old Sheila.
Chump. I can't drink to this, can I? When do I drink?
You can drink to me.
All right, then. I drink to you, Gerald.
Thank you. And I drink to you. I hope I can make you as happy as you deserve to be. And I'll start with this.
What is it?
As if you didn't know.
Open it.
Oh, Gerald, it's wonderful. Look, Mummy, it's the ring I told you about. Isn't it a beauty? Oh, darling. Mwah.
Steady, you two.
Now I really feel engaged.
So you ought, darling. It's a lovely ring. Be careful with it.
Careful. I'll never let it out of my sight.
And now, Arthur, I think Sheila and I had better go into the drawing room and leave you men...
No, before you go, I just want to say this. I'm delighted about this engagement. I hope it won't be too long before you're married. It's a very good time for it. And soon, it'll be an even better time. There's a lot of silly pessimistic talk about possible labour trouble in the near future, and I speak as a hard-headed businessman who has to take risks and know what he's about. I say you can ignore all this wild talk. We've passed the worst of it. We employers are coming together at last to see that our interests and the interests of capital are properly protected. We're in for a time of steadily increasing prosperity.
I believe you're right, sir.
Now, you three young people, remember what I'm telling you now. In 20 or 30 years' time, you may be giving a little party like this. Your son or daughter might be getting engaged. And I tell you, by then, you'll be living in a world that'll have forgotten all these capital versus labour agitations. There'll be peace and prosperity and rapid progress everywhere.
Now,
I know, my dear, I know I'm talking too much. But you youngsters remember what I said. We hard-headed, practical businessmen must say something sometime. And we don't guess. We've had experience and we know.
Arthur.
Oh, all right, Sybil.
Thank you, dear. Don't keep Gerald in here too long. Eric, I want you a minute.
Yes, Mother.
Cigar?
No thanks. I can't really enjoy them.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing. Oh, help yourself to port.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, by the way, now we're alone, there's something I'd like to mention, in strict confidence. I have an idea your mother feels you might have done better for yourself socially.
I say.
Oh, no, that's all right. Now, Lady Croft comes from an old county family, landed people and so forth. It's only natural. But what I wanted to say is this. There's a fair chance that I might find my way into the next honours list. Oh, just a knighthood, of course.
Oh, I say congratulations.
I've had a hint or two. You see, I was Lord Mayor here 2 years ago when royalty visited, and I've always been regarded as a useful party man. So I gather there's a very good chance of a knighthood. So long as we behave ourselves, eh? Don't get into the police court or start a scandal.
Well, if that's the only obstacle, sir, I think you might as well accept my congratulations now.
I couldn't do that, and don't say anything yet.
Not even to my mother. I know she'd be delighted.
Well, when she comes back, you might drop her a hint. And you can promise her that we'll try to keep out of trouble during the next few months.
What's the joke? Started telling stories?
No. Want another glass of port?
Oh, yes, please.
All right, then, and give me one.
Mother says we mustn't stay too long, but I don't think it matters. I left them talking about clothes. You think a girl had never had any clothes before she gets married? Women are potty about them.
You've got to remember, my boy, that clothes mean something quite different to a woman. Not just something to wear, not only something to make them look prettier, but, well, a sort of sign or token of their self-respect.
Oh, that's true.
Yes, I remember...
What do you remember?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Sounds a bit fishy to me.
No.
You don't know what some of these boys get up to nowadays, Gerald. More money to spend and time to spare than when I was Eric's age. Oh, they worked us hard in those days and kept us short of cash. Though even then, we broke out and had a bit of fun sometimes.
I bet you did.
Yeah, but this is the point. What so many of you young fellas don't seem to understand now, when things are so much easier, is that a man has to make his own way, has to look after himself. Oh, and his family too, of course, when he has one. So long as he does that, he won't come to much harm. But the way some of these cranks talk and write now, you'd think everybody has to look after everybody else, as if we were all mixed up together like bees in a hive. Yeah. Community. All that nonsense. But take my word for it, and I've learned in the good, hard school of experience, A man has to mind his own business and look after himself and his own. And
Somebody at the front door.
An Inspector Calls was adapted for radio by John Foley and was directed for the BBC World Service by Rosalind Ward